So today we are going to discuss about databases, system databases, database creation related scenarios we are going to see. So let me connect it to Management Studio. See, Management Studio is the tool we are using to interact with SQL Server databases. So after completion of the SQL Server installation, you can see Management Studio tool, and like this we can connect it to Management Studio. Right. It is opening. Wait. Right. So see that we got some chance here. It seems. Right. When we are clicking on connect button, it has to connect to server. It's throwing error. Please check. I told you in the last class, I think, right? SQL Server database administration means it is pure supporting role. Supporting role means we are going to receive some tickets from the client. We have to resolve them. For that, what I suggested, you try to maintain, at least try to remember some error numbers, whatever I'm going to share in this training, real-time issues. Because if you can remember error number or error message, easily you can go for resolution, right? See that now what is happening here? It is showing some error. The remote computer refused the network connection, something it is showing. Of course, we have other message also. But error number is 1225. What is error number? 1225. If you get this type of error, only thing is go to services. Right. Go to services. There what to do? You have to check the services of SQL Server. See that server is not running, not started. Server is not started, but you are trying to connect to server. Then you'll get that error message. So we have to remember like this. Okay. So now what to do? You have to start service like this. You have to start server service, agent service. Right. After that, this is agent. You have to start like this. Right. So now let's go for connection. Right. So now we have to discuss about system databases. Databases means used to store data. Coming to our environment, we have to install SQL Server. We are installing SQL Server means we are installing database engine, database server, right? In that server, we have to create different databases. Then only we can store our project related data. Clear? See now, in SQL Server, we have system databases and user databases. See, system databases means they are part of SQL Server software only. I mean, if you are installing SQL Server, automatically system databases will be created. In the same way, user databases means whatever the database, right? Whatever the database we are creating explicitly for our project purpose, that is called as user database, right? So let's discuss about system databases. course, system databases, we are not going to create explicitly. They will be created automatically when you are going for SQL Server installation. System databases are very important for us because complete SQL Server, complete SQL Server depends upon system databases only. Right. Let us see. We have master database, model, MSDB, MPDB, MS resources. These are the system databases we have. Master database contains metadata of the server. Metadata means what? Complete information regarding your SQL server, like what are the databases created, what are the logins created in our server, that type of information. Complete information regarding your SQL server will be there in master. See, your SQL server starts with the master database only. Suppose now we started services of server, right? We went to services window, we started services. So step by step will be there. Process will be there. Startup. So in that, master database is going to start in the beginning. See now, if your master database is not working, then even you cannot start services of SQL server. That is the importance of the master database. Okay, I can say complete SQL server depends upon master database only. Sometimes we face issues like master database corrupted, master database is unavailable. In that case, what happens, even you cannot start service. So that is the importance of master. Next, model database. Model database, I can say it is kind of template. Template means not ready to use kind of. Model database provides structure to other databases. For example, we are going to create new database. For that database, we will get some structure. We call it as cylinder structure. I'll show that practically. Who is giving that structure? Because when you are going to create database, new database, you are going to provide database name and files path only, but you are not going to define any kind of structure. For example, like we are not asking SQL server, I need cylinder structure, I need square structure, kind of will not be there. Automatically, you are going to get structure. Who is giving that structure? That structure will be given by model database, right? Yes. So, if model database is not working properly, then you cannot create new user database. Then MSDB. MSDB stands for multi-source database. See, like master database, MSDB is also very important for us because MSDB contains most valuable SQL server data like jobs, schedules, alerts, backup, restore, log shipping, mirroring. So when I'm talking about these things, it seems like content. whatever the topics there in content, some of them I'm reading now, right? No, that's not correct. See, generally what happens, in SQL server, we are going to create scheduled tasks. For example, you are working with some database. You want to take backup from the database for every 1 hour. Can you do it manually without missing time? No, we cannot. We have to schedule it for everyone, 1 hour, then only it works properly. In this case, we are going to schedule it, and the scheduled task is known as job, J-O-B. See, not only for backups, we are going to create job schedules for different tasks in the coming sessions. Okay. In the same way, from database environment, we are going to generate alerts, messages like succeed messages, failure messages, warning messages, kind of. You can ask question, so why we need to generate alerts? For example, we are all DBAs. We are working with some database. We scheduled some backup job, right? For example, today is holiday. Just assumption only. Today is Tuesday, but just assume today is holiday. We are all at home. Suddenly backup job failed. Then how you are going to resolve? See, if you want to resolve it, before that you should get the information about failure, right? Okay. How to get that information? Because of that reason, we are going to create alerts. That alert will be generated to team members. Of course, generally we add 80 members mail IDs only, right? Okay. So that you can connect to server and you can resolve issue. In the same way, backup, restore, log shipping, mirroring related information is also there in MSDB. That's why MSDB is really important. A really important database like master. Okay. Then TempoDB. TempoDB contains temporary data and intermediate result sets. See, for example, you are working with some production server. There is some production database. That means users will perform operations, right? Okay. When users performs operations, automatically some temporary data will be created in SQL Server. Okay. The temporary data is going to store in TempoDB. See, that temporary data, once user task is completed, once user task is completed, the temporary data will not be there even in TempoDB also. That means what I'm trying to explain, whatever the data entered into TempoDB, that is not going to store in TempoDB permanently. That is also deletes from TempoDB. But it will be created, temporary data will be created, and that is going to store in TempoDB. See, sometimes more number of user operations there or some other issues there, then TempoDB full, no free space available in TempoDB kind of tickets we are going to get. That I'm going to show practically in the coming days, coming sessions. Because why I'm giving this information in the beginning, you have to understand what is the importance of the system database. Some people feel like, okay, Rainer explained like the system databases we are not creating, so we no need to take care of system databases. Not like that. You are DBA, you have to take care of everything. So coming to MS Resources, it provides functionality to other databases. For example, we are going to create new database. For that, structure will be given by model we already discussed. Along with the structure, functionality is also required, right? Who is giving functionality? That will be given by MS Resources. Right? But MS Resources is basically hidden database. I mean, after connecting to Management Studio, you can see master, model, MSDB, TempoDB, but you cannot see MS Resources database because it is hidden database. So let's go to databases. Go to system databases. See that we have master model MSDB template, but there is no MS resources. Clear? Okay, na? So in the same way, in last training, I think some participant asked me some question. Listen carefully, please. This is also important point only. I think he read somewhere like in websites or some other YouTube videos somewhere. He got information. And he asked me question. Sir, you are talking about system databases, but you explained about only master model MSDB, TempDB, MS resources. What about distributor database? Right, guys? I have not discussed distributed database under system databases now, right? This is the question. What about distributed database? Somebody written some website or something written distributed database as system database. What can I do? That is not my mistake, right, friends? Okay. Actually, we have some major configuration called as replication, right? In replication configuration, we are going to create a distributed database. Now, the problem is when you are creating, when you are configuring replication, you are going to create distributed database. That distributed database is going to store in this folder here, system databases folder. It is going to store. So they felt like that is also system database. Even distributed database is also system database. That's their feeling, but not from SQL Server, but not from Microsoft Corporation, right? Please remember this type of points. Suppose you are attending interview, if I am asking you question, what are the system databases there in SQL Server? If you say distribution database as system database, even I will not ask you next question also. Okay, because easily I can understand fake. That's the point I'm trying to explain. So coming to next step, we have to discuss about the user databases. So user database means we are creating explicitly for our project purpose. That is called as user database, right? Suppose this is my server. Okay, this is my server. Just assume in this server I'm going to create database, new database like this, right? So this database, this is the symbol. I told you cylinder symbol, right? If something is showing this symbol means database technology. Okay, right. So when I'm creating a new database, I'm going to get two types of files, but I'm not going to store them in the local hard disk of this server. We will get separate disk for separate files. I told you two files, right? Two different disks we are going to get from the storage name, right? So file names are data file. For data file extension .mdf. MDF stands for master data file and physical data is going to store in this file. In the same way, we also get log file. I'm sorry. .ldf is the extension and it stands for log data file. information level data is going to store in this log. Now question is, these are mandatory files. Even for system databases also we are going to get same files, data file, log file. Now question is, suppose what is physical data and what is information data? Tell me. Right. Suppose you created some database. You got data file, log file. After that, you created some table with the name employee. See, we are not going to create tables. Table creation, commands, queries, programs related to developer. We are not going to create it. Just for understanding purpose, I am giving you this information now. Okay. We created some table with the name employee. Table is there in the database. Okay. Now you want to insert the data into table. I'm going to use this insert into employee values. Then execute. After execution, what happens? You know, here you're going to get one row of the data. One row will be generated. That row is physical data. That row goes to data file, and the command you executed that goes to log file. Okay. The row generated by the execution of the insert command that goes to data file, and the command you executed that goes to log file. See, in SQL Server, if you want to complete any task, you have to write and execute commands, queries, programs. Okay. After execution of the commands, queries, programs, you get physical data like this. After execution of the commands, queries, programs, you get physical data like this. That physical data stores in data file. Commands, queries, programs you executed stores in log file. We also call log file as transaction log file. See, now also we can ask question. When comparing data file, log file, the file is important because physical data is going to store there. Why we need information? See, data file, log file equal priority. Data file is important, log file is also important. I have to explain it practically, then only you can understand. Okay. That I'm going to explain in backup and restore. This week only we are going to discuss that practically so that you can understand what is the importance of log file. Practically you can get it. Right. See, coming to next scenario. See, we stored data file, log file somewhere in the disk. Okay, fine. Disk means some storage capacity will be there. Shamil, tell me. Any question?
How many data files can a one database have?
There is no limitation. You can go for any number of data files, log files. Okay.
Okay.
Say now, for example, you store data file, log file somewhere in the disk. Disk means some storage capacity will be there. For example, my data file disk is almost filled with the data and I'm expecting more data from the client. What to do? My log file disk is almost filled with the data. I'm expecting more data from the client. What to do? Right. Okay. So now, if you are facing space issue with the log data file disk, take new disk. You can store remaining data into new disk. Okay, na? But suppose I have taken new disk there. Is there any file? Is there any file related to your database? No, there is no file. Then how can you store data without file? That's why in new disk we have to add a new data file. If you are adding new data file, we will get extension as .ndf. That means next data file. Okay. Clear? That means you're going to get some data file along with the database creation. For that only you get extension .mdf. If you're adding new data file, you'll get extension as .ndf. If you're adding other data file, again you'll get extension as .ndf only. No doubt. No doubt. So coming to next scenario, suppose you are facing space issue with log file disk. You take new disk, add a new log file. But for log file, you get the same extension .ldf. Okay, na? But generally, what happens, generally we are going to work with a single log file only. We work with multiple data files. I'm accepting. We are already working, of course. But coming to log file, we work with maximum. Maximum we work with single log file. Right. So these are the files we get. I mean, we are using in databases. Data file, log file. This is the base for database administration. Because if there is no database, then how can you go for administration? Am I right or not? Okay. Database is there, then only we can go for administration. Okay, na? Next step, okay. See now, along with the database creation, we also get file group. Generally, we get primary file group. Primary file group means it contains files, data files, group of files, group of data. It makes them as group. Okay. See, you can create your own file group also, that we call it as secondary file group or user defined file group. Depends upon your requirement only, but maximum scenarios we are going to work with primary file group only. Okay. Right. Let us see this.
Hey Sangameshwar. Hi. Hello.
Who is talking here?
This is Subbarao speaking.
Subbarao, tell me.
Yeah. Thank you. Like I have to leave now. Maybe I'll join the next session. I have some.
Sorry.
What to go. Maybe I'll join the next session. So I have to leave now. So thank you for your session. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So now coming to next scenario. How to create new database? Go to databases, right click, new database. Here we have to provide database name. Suppose I am giving my database name as SurajDB1. See that I am getting data file under log. Same thing. Some people ask, sir, same you are doing in real time. No meaning for that question, right? Only thing we are going to change in real time is path. Where data file, log file going to store now in C drive. Only thing I already discussed. Separate disk we are going to get for data file, log file, right? So you have to change data file path, log file path. Please remember, this is mandatory in real time. If you click on this button, see that it is showing different drives, even for data file in the same way, log file also. You have to store them. Just click on OK. Now database is created. Right click on database, go to properties, go to this, scroll it to right side, see the .mdf, master data file, .ldf, log data file. Clear all of you? In the same way, I want to add a new data file or new log file. What? Because database already created. In this case, click on add button. So here provide file name. See here you can add it as data file or log file. I'm going to add it as data file. Again, what to do? You have to change file name. Sorry, I'm really sorry, not file name, path. See this. Okay. Now go to properties. Right click. Go to this. Scroll. See this. .mdf is the extension. Next data file. Okay, na? In the same way, you go to file groups, you can see primary file group. How many files there in primary file group? 2 files. What are those 2 files? MDF or NDF? We created MDF, NDF, right? Those are the files, different files. Suppose you want to create new file group, click on this, add file group, you can provide name, or if you want to remove file group, you can remove. That is also available. Here. So this is the way like how we are getting, we are creating new databases. If you want to delete database, right click on the database and delete. Okay. See, here important thing is system databases also we discussed. Now question is, what are the files there for system databases still? Same files will be there. Data file, log file, same files will be there for system databases. You know, if data file is corrupted or if log file is corrupted, then your database will be corrupted. Database corrupted means you cannot open even database. Suspect mode will be there. So now it is online database, accessible database. If you open my database, go to tables, see the it is showing clearly. For example, you open employee table, you open columns. See that like this, because it is accessible database. You can access, now it is working fine. If you are facing any issues here, then even you cannot open database. It won't allow you to open database. That means your database is corrupted. When database is corrupted, going to corrupt means if your data file damaged or if your log file damaged, if something else happened to your database, in that case, it will go to suspect mode, corrupted. Then we have to do some scenarios that we have. We're just in the beginning only, right? This is what the scenario is. Okay. This is the way like how we are going to work with the databases, system databases, user databases, how we are going to create the system databases in the same user databases, everything. You have to remember every part from here because after creating database only we can go for implementations or configurations like backup, restore, any other configurations. Okay, right? So that's all from my end for